Hey, Mr. Skeptical Scotsman.
Hello there, laddie.
So, how did your weekend go?
Yeah, it was busy.
Yeah, I think it's really funny that one of the last videos that I did, somebody called you a moron, and
Don't give a shit.
then they said Trump 2028.
Even though he can't run legally in 2028 anyway, so
Yeah, but,
yeah, I'm not really worried about somebody saying that I'm stupid. It's like, yeah, that's why. And I looked that guy up.
yeah.
He has 0 videos and 2 subscribers to his channel in 14 years.
Wow.
So do I care? Not one fucking bit.
This morning, demolition day at the White House. Crews tearing down walls as construction for President Trump's 90,000 square foot ballroom ramps up. The president once promised the project would not interfere with the current structure
Look who's
of the White
standing
House.
just to the left
Won't
of
interfere
Trump.
with the current building. It won't be. It'll
You mean
be
to the right?
Near it, but
Yeah, right there.
I
Who
know,
is
dude.
that?
He's been there for a lot. He's been there for a lot of the press
and
conferences.
pays total
and
respect to
shit.
the existing building, which I'm the biggest.
That's
fan of.
also
It's my
from
favorite.
The
July.
bulldozers ripped away portions of the East Wing yesterday. The president hosting an event inside the White House, acknowledging the nearby demolition.
Right on the other side, you have a lot of construction going on, which you might hear periodically.
Constructed in 1902, the East Wing houses the office of the First Lady, as well as the visitor's entrance where the public can begin tours of the executive mansion. Expected to cost $250 million, the ballroom will be larger than the White House residence itself and able to hold nearly 1,000 people. President Trump insisting it's entirely funded through private donations. The president claiming, without providing any evidence, that he's paying for some of it himself. But Democrats are slamming the ballroom's construction amid a 3-week government shutdown and calling for President Trump to stop.
He should stop the wreckage of the White House, creating this Marie Antoinette ballroom for the billionaires and the CEOs and for all of his friends.
So the East Wing has been renovated before. A second story was added in 1942, but you heard it there. Many Democrats very critical of the way this is being done, and public tours here at the White House
We already know
have
that,
been
dude.
suspended
So,
indefinitely.
yeah.
And now you want to talk about the participation trophies and awards.
Now, what this is the person who thought of it, Kim Morrison. I would just happen to be around when she thought of it. For those of you who are not of the Trump mindset, which is better part of like my listening base, people who like to think for their fucking selves. She is a part of that think for yourself base. And she's come up with the idea that a lot of us need to start making up participation certificates of things he's failed to do, such as like bringing peace to Russia and Ukraine. He hasn't done that. His campaigning to win the Nobel Peace Prize. Him trying to overturn the government on January 6th. And if you want to participate in this, because I will be mentioning this in my own podcast here in a bit, credit goes to Kim Morrison. She's the one that thought of it. And what you should be doing is sending participation certificates written out for things he hasn't done but claims to have won at. Send those with a assumed identity and a false address to the White House and see if he gets it. Enough of these things come, and he might actually take it as a compliment when it's really a joke on him. And yes, I'm going to be promoting this hopefully until we see some stuff, because I've already got some 16 addresses that I can use. And yeah, names aren't hard to think of. Hello.
Look at this comment. Did you hear the latest claim about baby boomers?
No, and I don't know who that is, but no, I haven't heard the latest claim about baby boomers. So
Their name is Dwayne Elizondo Mountain Dew Herbert Camacho.
why does that sound like the name of the president of the United States in the movie? What the hell's that movie called? God damn it! I'm trying to think of the name of that movie.
I draw a blank. Mountain
You've
Dew.
seen the movie.
Yeah, I just can't remember the name of the movie.
Let's see. I'm going to try something here.
Baby boomers overwhelmed the education system and caused educators to turn the rote memorization and standardized testing.
Dwayne Elizondo, Mountain Dew, Herbert Camacho. Idiocracy. That's the name of the movie. I knew I just couldn't think of the name of it right away. You could say that one could argue that. But back then, when your parents wanted to hump, you weren't going to stop them from humping. And up until what, the 50s or 60s, birth control wasn't a thing?
No. Baby boomers mathematically have less critical thinking skills.
I can't agree with that one because they gave us critical thinking. They made us achieve critical thinking. I think their issue is they spent too much time eating with aluminum cookware, and now it's all catching up to them because most of them are getting dementia, diabetes, all sorts of weird diseases.
Information gave us critical thinking.
And who do you think wrote the books back then?
Boomers. They can't even use their own phones.
Here's a fun fact. My mom can't even touch a smartphone. No, we gave her a spare cell phone, one of our old smartphones. She touched the screen and it fucking defragged the entire thing. Like the entire phone was gone.
Wow.
Yeah, luckily we didn't have anything important on it. And sir, they can't use their phones because they grew up on a completely different system of phones.
Rotary.
Yeah, and some even use pulse tone. You know, the old ones that hang up and you...
Yeah.
You've probably had to mess with one of those. But anyway, now we gotta get away from the porno king of idiocracy for a second.
Baby boomers get to live their lives without the fear of technology taking over their life.
No, they don't. They get owned by technology because they're the ones being scammed out of their retirements by scammers.
Yeah.
Like right now, I got 6 calls today from an AI scam caller. Hello? Can you hear me? Forcing you to say yes, which I don't. I'm always like, hello? Hello? And then I hang up. I don't put up with that bullshit. I'm outdone.
Yeah. Your favorite person and mine, well, you're not your favorite person all the time.
Not my favorite, but one of the more reasoned voices out there, yes.
Down, Glenn, we have some insane news here. I had to look at this headline multiple times. I'm going to throw it right here on the screen. Trump said to demand Justice Department pay him $230 million for past cases. In other words, Donald Trump feels wronged that he was rightfully investigated, by the way, indicted by the Department of Justice for his crimes, and yet now he wants the Justice Department to pay him back for that. So use taxpayer money, $250 million, to go into his own pocket. First and foremost, the legality of this move.
You know, Brian, the legality of Donald Trump, because the Department of Justice investigated him for crimes he obviously committed. We saw many of them with our own eyes. Grand juries indicted him based on the evidence that was presented, and he was, geared up and getting ready to go to trial, except he won an election and he couldn't be tried for the crimes for which he was indicted.
Actually, he could be.
Chevy makes America's most dependable trucks.
Talking about the legality of him, the President of the United States, now demanding $230 million from the Department of Justice, claiming that, they were harassing him and they were violating his privacy rights. Those are literally some of the claims he's making. And beyond that, who will be the one to decide whether DOJ should pay him that nearly $250 million or not? Well, given that Donald Trump has told us over and over again he is the top law enforcement official, he will be deciding whether the Department of Justice should pay him the $250 million he's demanding.
I wonder what answer he's going to land on.
Well, I suspect
he doesn't have the right to legally declare himself the victor.
Yeah.
Because if it does turn into an issue, guess who decides that case? Because it's not the president.
Congress?
SCOTUS.
Well, I mean, if you look at SCOTUS, he's got SCOTUS in his back fucking pocket.
And you realize if he manages to subvert the 22nd Amendment and run a third time through some chance in hell, you know what they're going to do to the Supreme Court once Trump is fucking gone, right?
Burn it down.
They're going to impeach everybody. You'll see the half of the government getting impeached. You'll be seeing members of Congress resigning to get the fuck out. The fallout will be atomic level.
Yep.
Expect he's going to lean in favor of deciding, I think DOJ is going to pay me $250 million. I'm just taking a wild guess there, Brian. But, when you ask a question like, what about the legality of this? I have to tell you, it stumps me because all of the laws seem to be thrown out the window. I think most directly when we're talking about kind of the legal ins and outs of something as insane as this, we first should look at conflict of interest rules, regulations, and sometimes laws. So who would, in normal times, if somebody filed a claim like this against the Department of Justice, there's actually a government form for that, as there is a government form for pretty much anything. It's called a Federal Standard Form 95. What is that? Well, it's when you believe that a federal government employee has injured you, acted negligently. Of course, Donald Trump is asserting, conduct well beyond negligence. He's saying this was all intentional and a witch hunt. But the form itself is designed to make a demand
right
of the federal government claiming you've been.
Okay.
Now, go back about 5 seconds.
Okay.
On negligence. He's saying this was all intentional and a witch hunt. But the form itself is
a witch hunt. What does a witch hunt imply?
A witch hunt implies false investigations.
Okay, now, we were told for quite some time that they had the Hunter Biden laptop hard drive.
Yes.
What happened to that?
Poof. Just disappeared into the thin air.
And how many hands has it changed in the Republican Party since it was mentioned?
Quite a few.
And no Democrats have ever held it. It's all been Republicans who have handled it and said, "Oh, it's in here. Where's the proof?" That's a witch hunt.
Exactly.
if there's fucking concrete evidence of his wrongdoing, that's not a witch hunt.
No.
That's a criminal investigation on the facts being presented. But we are talking about Trump, the wannabe Teflon Don, Velveeta Voldemort, the salami salamander, if you will.
Now,
spray tan Fabian, if you want.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I've noticed, they've showed pictures of they've showed videos from the White House, and Donald Trump has these Marines or whoever they are, and they're all they all stand outside on each side of the door, kind of like Buckingham Palace, that you have the royal guards that stand around certain points of the entry to the Buckingham Palace.
Okay, yeah,
and these servicemen are all dressed like which look like almost like Praetorian guards.
How so?
Because they stand there at attention, and whenever Donald Trump walks up or walks by, they salute him, and he just salutes them back, and then he'll look at the camera and goes, "You see, this is how you train White House guards."
No, they're supposed to do that when he walks up, because nobody officially outranks Trump. Everybody has to salute him, at least on camera, except for a certain set of people.
One of a general of 37 years resigned last week because of the bombings of the boats off the coast of Venezuela, and this general is actually ahead of the armed forces in that area, and the way this general put it, he's resigning because he doesn't like seeing innocent people's livelihoods destroyed, because quite a few of those boats that Trump is claiming and the Republicans are claiming are drug boats are actually commercial fishing boats. And this general said, "I would rather resign than be charged with a war crime." He said they are committing war crimes in the Caribbean.
I'm waiting for you to stop repeating the same three sentences over and over and over again.
Okay, well, your thoughts on that?
He says we're at war with Venezuela. You can't declare war on another country without approval by Congress. And guess where Congress is?
Vacation.
And that brings us to our next fascinating point, the fact that Mike Johnson is told... is it the House or the Senate?
The House.
He's told the House to go and not come back until the government's been opened up. The problem is they're the reason the government is shut down. It's not the Democrats' fault at all.
Yeah.
And what makes it even funnier is that Mike Johnson is saying this is all just political theater. This is all for the cameras. No, they're fighting for over 7 million people and their health care.
Yep.
And Republicans just want to well, we're not going to do this till we open the government up. No, because then you're going to sweep it under the rug and say, "Hey, we caught you. We're going to sweep it under the rug until the next government is shut down." In which case, they'll sweep it under the rug until the next one. The next one is only 3 weeks away.
Yep, November 27th.
Yeah, so if the government shut down till then, and then Republicans say, "Well, we really need," how about you fucking listen to the goddamn people then? They don't want to. They're insular. They want to hear what their pastors and their party leaders say. They want to hear what Trump wants them to do. That way they can all stay in power.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like, how about you guys do what you're supposed to do and represent the United States of America, the people of the United States of America, instead of Velveeta Voldemort? What does he have to do? Avada Kedavra your asses out of Congress?
Yeah, I know. And then you have the Chris Hayes, who's the Attorney General of Arizona, is suing Mike Johnson in the entire House of Representatives for not seating Adelaide Grijalva for 3 weeks. She's won this special election. She's took her father's seat. The election's been certified by her, by the
Johnson
governor.
does. If it was a Republican, if it was a Trump Republican, that shit would have happened the day it needed to happen. Because it's not, because it's a think for herself Democrat. Well, we can't have that. We don't need that here. We won't have that here. We will not accept it. She will have to wait until the government opens up. Now, if it was a Republican, you would have opened a special session just to get them inducted. And what he's doing is actually illegal, even with the government shut down, because guess who's still in Washington?
He is.
Yeah. So, everybody needs to go take a vacation. No. Stay there and do your fucking job. They only work 3 months out of the year. You know that, right?
No. Well, I knew like it was 2 months to 4 months out of the year.
If you look at their active schedule, they're only required to be in their seats and do stuff 3 months out of the year. Wow. 3 fucking months, and they'll get paid their full term pay.
Yeah, the Democrats, all the Democrats, they're still in Congress. They can't do nothing because of the Republicans not being in Congress.
Again, what did I say?
Yeah, I know.
It's not the Democrats' fault. The Republicans don't want to talk. They only want to talk about what they want to talk about and pass legislation they want to pass while the government is shut down. But this is a Democratic shutdown. No, it's because you guys refuse to listen to anybody.
Except Velveeta Voldemort.
Well, if he says anything, oh my God, we got to bow down and suck his dick and get him off. We have to give him what he wants. Otherwise, he'll destroy us come primary time. I'm like, well, get destroyed then.
Yes, and
because if the government stays shut down, and it passes the Republicans, and here's the disturbing part I just realized tonight. All the Republicans got to do is hold off until that deadline for the premiums for Obamacare die off.
Yeah,
legally, they won't have anything else to argue about. It's like, well, we're going to open it up because instead of voting on something like you should have, you just waited for it to die off. And 70 million Americans lose their health care, lose their subsidies.
According to Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I can't believe I'm quoting this, her 2 adult children.
The fact that those words came out of your mouth, I'm wondering if you're psychotic, but she seems to have made a change, right?
Yes.
Keep quoting.
Her 2 adult children are on Obamacare, or on the ACA. 2026, her 2 adult children's medical insurance will double. Right now, she stated that they're paying roughly about $300 to $400 a month on healthcare. If the subsidies go away, her children's healthcare will shoot up to over $2,000 a piece.
Yeah, you think Trump gives a shit?
Yeah, no. And Marjorie Taylor Greene's actually blaming her own party for the shutdown. She said the GOP leadership, quote unquote, needs to pick up their balls and attach them back to their bodies.
They can't do that. Trump owns them.
And who was it? Jank from the Young Turks says, I have never seen such a turnaround.
Yeah,
from somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Like before whatever happened a few months ago, she was diehard. You could not convince her that Trump wasn't the second coming of God. And now she's like standing up, and she's popping up in my newsfeed constantly now. I'm hearing her on Substack, YouTube. I just went back to TikTok. I'm not going to be posting videos. I'm just there to watch the stupidity. But I've been seeing a lot of videos of her standing up and fucking denouncing the party and the president. Is like, Did somebody fuck you so hard you had a come hither moment? Or did you finally drop the antipsychotic meds you were on, stop snake handling and drinking strychnine? What the fuck? You went from complete psychopath to a thinking, caring person. The fuck? Did he abracadabra you or some shit? Or did he have you? Under the Cruciatus curse? Yes, I've read Harry Potter that much.
She has stated the reason for her turnaround is the non-transparency of the Epstein files. She said she's tired of seeing these victims and these survivors get thrown under the bus by this administration.
According to what I understand, I saw a clip of her and I didn't watch the whole thing, but I was actually so stunned by it I had to fucking exit out. I thought I was watching an AI video. She said when she talked to the victims, it felt so surreal, like she was the one being victimized. And it finally shook her head clear of something, and now she doesn't see the fog like she used to. She wants accountability. It's like, wow, if only you could have seen this before he got elected, dumbass. Like, wow, how would the world have been different?
Yeah. And you have several of the, like Nancy Mace, who's an extremist Republican. She has signed on to the discharge petition for the Epstein files. So has Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Dude, they ain't gonna release that until there's no other choice but to do it, and even then they're gonna redact everything they don't want released.
Yep.
Trump thinks he is judge, jury, executioner, and biographer of this whole damn thing. He'll tell us what to think. We just need to believe it. I mean, that's why when Republicans were telling us 2 years ago, or during the first term, and when we were heading into the Biden years, we're headed towards 1984. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
Well, they're telling us what to think. No, they're not. They're telling you what they know. God damn, are you that dumb? And then the second Trump presidency comes, and it's even worse. And I'm hearing all these people, now we're free of 1984.
What the fuck?
We didn't leave 1984. We jumped headfirst into the fucking pool. We didn't put the book away. We jumped into the fucking book itself.
Yeah.
But they're like, no, we're not. Come talk to me when the fucking United States is starting to fall apart. Because, like when Trump said, well, we were the laughing stock of the entire world when Biden was president. No, we weren't, motherfucker. We were actually respected. When Trump got voted in office again, did you happen to notice worldwide chatter? The entire world was making fun of us. They're like, he almost destroyed you. You literally voted Hitler 2.0 into office again. What do you want, a second round where you die? Like, yeah, people. Most of us didn't vote for him.
Just like when he went over to England and he stayed at Windsor Castle.
He stayed away from there because they were about to. They stayed clear of. He went to England and steered clear of everything because they were trying to start up hearings that he was supposed to be at to go over the Epstein files.
Yep.
You think it's a coincidence that he all of a sudden whisked out there and he got the full court parade?
Yeah.
And he stayed there longer than he should have. And then when they came back, he was told not to come back until a certain date. That way they couldn't drag his ass in. Because after so many days, they can't drag him in anymore. They'd have to go through the whole process again. And with him owning the Supreme Court and both branches of he pretty much has all three branches of government in his pocket. Is like he has all of Congress and all of SCOTUS in his back pocket. All we can do is aim to end his reign of fuckery.
Yeah, and just when he was in Windsor Castle over there in England, you had people out there using projectors, showing Epstein
Yeah,
shit all over the walls of freaking.
and they only allowed them to do that out of eye shot of where Trump was. I actually watched several videos on it, and yes, they made sure that that was out of eye shot of Trump and the king.
Yeah, because Prince Andrew, he was excommunicated from the royal family because of Epstein. I wonder what King Charles would do if he saw Trump up there on the fucking wall.
He already knows all about it, dude. You kidding? He's not that misinformed, but he's old and he's still getting treated for cancer. And God forbid, can't Trump get some weird incurable cancer that's going to be deadly in like 6 months?
Well, we all can hope.
It's designed to make a demand of the federal government claiming you've been injured by the negligent conduct of a federal government employee. Either your property was damaged, or you were personally injured somehow, or if the allegation is that the negligence of a federal government employee resulted in the death of your loved one, then a family member can file a standard form 95.
None of those happened.
And what that is, it's kind of a demand letter.
If your child has used Roblox, you might be owed significant compensation from a lawsuit currently underway. Find out.
Before you sue somebody, ordinarily an attorney will send a demand letter saying, look, we think we have a good case. We're demanding, X amount of dollars, and we won't sue you. It will kind of settle the wrong that we believe you perpetrated against me.
The only thing he has to sue is the American people.
So this is kind of the equivalent of a demand letter. Before you sue the federal government, you have to file this standard form 95, requesting, demanding that the federal government basically compensate you for what you believe a federal government employee did that injured you. So against that backdrop, who would be the person who would actually be the approval authority for this demand that Donald Trump is making of the Department of Justice for $250 million? Well, it would be Donald Trump's former personal lawyer and current Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche. He will be the one, in theory, under the sort of procedures that are in place at the Department of Justice, to approve or reject Donald Trump's demand for $250 million. How do you think Todd Blanche is going to lean? Todd Blanche is an at-will employee, which means if he does anything that displeases Donald Trump, he could be out a job in a heartbeat. But not to worry, because there are conflict procedures in place when there's a possible conflict, as I just discussed. You obviously can't or shouldn't have Donald Trump's former personal lawyer and present at-will employee, Deputy Attorney General, be the one making this decision. So the Department of Justice, when asked to comment about this, said, not to worry. We're going to abide by any advice given by DOJ's top ethics officer. But Attorney General Pam Bondi fired DOJ's top ethics officer in July. Brian, we are living so far beyond the legal upside down. This is like Alice in Wonderland, where the Queen of Hearts announces, punishment first, trial later.
I mean, in a normal world where somebody wants retribution for what they view, or damages for what they view as an unjust prosecution, the judge would be the arbiter of whether or not that happens, not the person seeking those damages themselves, correct?
Yeah, Donald Trump is, in a very real sense, the person who's going to decide if Donald Trump should be paid $250 million.
So why even stop at $250 million? Why not go a full billion? Why not go 5?
Why not just, demand that he be let into the U.S. Treasury and load all of the gold bars onto a truck and ship them down to Mar-a-Lago? And, it gets even crazier, because when Donald Trump was asked about this recently, and I believe Kash Patel, the head of the FBI, Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, were standing right next to him. Are you ready for the statement that Donald Trump made about, let's just say, these unusual circumstances that you and I are discussing? Because Donald Trump has never filed a lawsuit against DOJ. As we just discussed, the only thing he did was file this standard federal Form 95 demanding this money as a potential precursor to a lawsuit. But as you're going to see from this statement from Trump, I'm going to read, he thought he had actually filed a lawsuit. Here's what Trump said, quote, "I have a lawsuit that was doing very well. And when I became president, I said, I'm sort of suing myself. I don't know. How do you settle the lawsuit? I'll say, give me X dollars, and I don't know what to do with the lawsuit," Trump said, adding, quote, it sort of looks bad. I'm suing myself, right? So I don't know. But that was a lawsuit that was very strong, very powerful, close quote. Those are the ramblings of a demented madman, not a thoughtful, intelligent.
Style and substance in the GMC's
President of the United States.
And by the way, for those who are watching right now, if you'd like to follow along with our work and our legal coverage, please make sure to subscribe to both of our channels. I'm going to put the links in the post description of this video. It's completely free.
So what do you think?
I think that if Trump manages to get a victory out of that and he pays himself, which is pretty much what it is, it will be from the American coffers because he's trying to become richer than he already is. Like every time he goes on a golf retreat, the American people get charged with that, and it amounts to $100,000 every visit, if not more.
Oh yeah, like what? Last week he spent 4 out of 7 days at Bedminster,
and his Secret Service gets paid for that. The Secret Service detail gets paid from that, from the money. Or no, we pay for his staying at his golf resort, and he charges them triple and quadruple prices when they stay at his resorts.
Yep.
Because he's already said that they get what's the word for it? They get inflated charges.
Yeah.
They order a ham sandwich. It's going to cost them $300.
Yep.
That bill goes to us, and apparently Congress does not care what he does as long as you make Trump happy. This country isn't built on making Trump happy. Like, I wish the Trumpers could see the damage they're causing themselves. Like they said, how many millions of Americans are gonna be without food stamps here next month?
Upwards of 20 million Americans.
20 million Americans. He decided to piss away because we need to get a budget. We need to have our clean continuing resolution passed no matter the cost. You hold out until Democrats bleed. All these people, well, we voted for him and now he's going to cut off our food stamps. He does not care.
Mm-mm.
If he did, he'd be like, hey, Johnson, you need to negotiate with these guys. No, he doesn't want to negotiate. He wants it his way or fuck off. That's the way he's playing it. You have to play by his rules to get on his good side and destroy America in the process.
Yeah, very, very true.
Just like No Kings protest, a lot of right-leaning news media aired videos of sparse crowds, like for the military parade he threw himself for his birthday.
Yeah.
He said it was huge. There were record numbers. No, there weren't. There were not record numbers. In fact, the numbers were pretty dismal, but they're using films from sparsely attended events to say that the No Kings protest was a dismal failure. 7 million people across America is a pretty big damn number. I mean, yeah, it's like maybe 1% of America, but there were also 13 other countries who held No King protests in solidarity of us. And Then you look at the crowds that attend his events. They're sparse. They're nowhere near the numbers we're used to seeing.
No, and I was watching somebody earlier. It was Jen Psaki. She was talking about earlier, and the No Kings organizers look to build on the protests. This time, they had 7 million, and they're looking at least, and they don't want to do the No Kings protest all the time. They want to do spread it out, like do one every 3 months. So so people don't get lazy or lose interest.
Well, just like with all the people like yourself who were on food stamps, if you go hungry enough, you're going to start attending events that start showing your opinions.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to the No Kings protest, and I wasn't there that long, but I at least showed up. And yeah, when Trump made that video of him flying a fighter jet and bombing everybody with poo, I'm like, wow, who has a thin skin? You make an angry video of yourself wearing a crown.
Yep.
Flying a fighter jet, bombing the protesters with massive amounts of poop.
Mm-hmm.
Who's got the thin skin?
Yeah, and apparently everyone in his cabinet has a thin skin. Freaking Kristi Noem is threatening to sue Tina Fey because she didn't like the way she portrayed her in a skit. Like, grow the fuck up and get the fuck over it. Freaking ice Barbie.
They think they need to be praised for everything they're doing. They think they're on a mission from God because they think that Trump is sent by God. Like when, for me, like the biggest thing, I thought it was funny that Trump gets grazed in the ear, barely, he bleeds a little bit, and people start wearing tampons on their ear to show solidarity. Then he spends the next 3 fucking days listening to people glorify him like a deity or an emperor god or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Yeah.
He said he changed. He was a lot more soft-spoken and everything like that. And then on the final, when he finally speaks at the RNC, he sounds like a fascist dictator.
Yeah. Yeah. And the whole memorial service for Charlie Kirk. You want to talk about a hate rally? That was a hate rally, especially when midget Stephen Miller gets up there and basically threatens the Democrats. You wanted war, well, you got one. Now we're coming after you.
Oh, and after Charlie Kirk died, before they found the perpetrator, all these right-wing extremists are like, now you better watch out. It's hunting season on you. It's like, what? Y'all didn't say shit when a congresswoman and her husband and their dog was shot by a radicalized
MAGA extremist
right-winger. He didn't say shit at all. It wasn't, let's get retribution. It was, let's all calm down. When it's one of theirs, it's let's calm down. And then when they don't have the suspect immediately, it's like, it was the left. It was the radicalized left. They're gun hungry and they're out to kill us all. It's like, and all these people on YouTube and TikTok making videos that are like, well, it's open season on you Democrats, all you liberals now. Like, you don't even know who the fuck killed him.
Mm-mm. And apparently
3 days.
Yeah, and apparently Tyler Johnson's parents are MAGA.
Yeah, his whole family's MAGA. He was raised in a bleeding till you die red family.
And Tyler himself was dating a transgender, and that's the transgender is the one that basically, besides his parents, turned his ass in. And the mom.
I don't know. I didn't dig into his life long enough to give a shit.
Yeah.
I know what was reported, and I'm not interested in this person may have been transgender or this or that or just like the hunter's nest
Yeah.
that they found at the airport where they usually have
Palm Beach
Air
Airport.
Force
Yeah.
One. They didn't find any weapons. They didn't find any manifesto. All they found was a chair and a fucking tree that just happened to be next to a clearing that had an open shot to Air Force One.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't look at the ballistics and seeing if animals go through there, if it was a great hunting spot just for deer, rabbits, God knows what.
Yeah.
But then finding a chair and then all of a sudden it hit. I heard it plenty from people who, from a few people who watch Fox News, like, well, that person must be a terrorist because they found a hunter's nest. Are you serious?
No,
They found a chair and a tree. That's all they found. They didn't
Yeah.
find weapons. They didn't find a duffel bag. They didn't find a weapon with Trump's name scrolled on the bullets. Didn't find any of that shit. They found a chair and a fucking tree.
Yeah, I mean, for all we know, whatever hunter used that tree could have been had a good vantage point for deer, or like bucks, or like you said, rabbits, or any type of wildlife. Yeah.
I'm thinking the goal for that chair was, okay, this is a good spot to shoot deer from or whatever's passing by, with absolutely no fucking thought of the airport.
Yeah.
And that, and this is just using Occam's razor.
Yeah. He probably
usually the simplest explanation is the best one and the most likely. And it's not like the chair was aimed directly at Air Force One. It just happened to be an open spot for that airport. It's like that sounds like coincidence to me.
Yeah, the hunter could have easily been in a hurry to set the chair up, not paying attention to the Palm Beach Airport. On the other side of him, he probably thought, okay, here's a good spot to like shoot a buck, or shoot a rabbit. Yeah, he's probably got the hunter's mindset.
Oh, and they've right wing outlets have already stated that. Oh, it was a devious plot. They may have been out. This person may have been out to shoot the president. And down Air Force One, it's like that doesn't sound very fucking likely.
No, a hunter looking for a good spot to shoot game sounds more likely than that.
If it was made to look like an extension of the tree trunk and all hidden and pointed directly at the airport and specifically where Air Force One lands or whatever, maybe a little more credibility. But just a random fucking branch with a chair on it, as a hunter's nest, there's nothing there. There's nothing to report. It's a chair and a tree. What are you going to do? Start looking at all the little kids who have tree houses in the area and, they might have a clear shot of the president. Yeah, fuck off. Do some actual brain work, people.
Yeah, because, I mean, clearly whoever left the chair there, I mean, it's not hunting season right now down there in Florida. Hunting season, I believe, starts like at the end of this month, beginning or in the end of next month.
It's usually November 1st when hunting season starts.
So this person could have left that chair up in the tree off hunting season.
You do not have to have a hunting license to put a hunter's nest up.
Correct.
To hunt the deer, you do.
Yeah.
To hunt wild game, you have to have a license to do it.
Yeah, and he more than likely set the chair up, knowing that hunting season was around the corner. And he's probably tracked game through that area, and he thought.
And it makes you wonder how long the chair's been there, or if the chair's there like every year. Like, dude comes in early, puts it in on a weekend, and then flies back home, or whatever, and then waits for gaming season where he's got his own little spot perched out, and he can, you have wild hunting right there. Bam, no waiting.
Yep. But Mr. Farron Cousins has chimed in about the No Kings.
Everybody has.
Some Trump officials are wanting to declare everybody at the protest as terrorists.
Yeah, I know. I already saw this, I think. I see his mouth moving, but I don't hear words coming out.
Yeah.
Is it on mute?
Okay, hold on. Can you hear it? Can you hear it now?
No.
Okay, that's weird. Hold on. Let me exit out of this, and I'll go back into YouTube.
But yeah, I've already heard the news from several different sources that he wants to declare everybody was at No King's protest labeled as Antifa, as domestic terrorists, and using that to enact.
He said they're not part of America.
Yeah, all these things he's claiming, he's just mad.
Yeah, because
and
7
none of the
million
stuff
people,
he's saying is legal.
Yeah, because 7 million people have told him we don't like you and fuck off.
He doesn't care. He thinks he can use whatever means necessary, and as long as the Supreme Court and Congress defend him, he's pretty much able to do whatever he wants. But he, at some point, they have to wake up and realize, hey, he can't detain 7 million Americans for attending a peaceful protest. It's illegal.
Yeah, and
pretty much any fucking any first year law student could get everybody out of that case.
Yeah, the governor of Texas, I call him Wheelie, apparently found out about the No Kings protest, and he was urgently messaging the commander of the National Guard down there in Texas. Please, surge up. We need your help. There's a No Kings protest going on right now in Texas. We need your help. Surge, come on. The Austin Texas Police Department thanked the protesters via social media for keeping it peaceful.
Yeah, it was pretty much peaceful.
But you have the governor acting like his life was in danger because there was a No Kings protest going on in Texas.
Yeah, and some Republican media tried to label it as a dangerous insurrection. It's like, we're not burning anything down. We're not breaking into buildings. We are peacefully protesting, mind you, really loudly, but we're still peacefully protesting. You cannot stop that. And the cops know that too. That's why the cops generally were just there babysitting a bunch of fucking protesters, which they shouldn't have had to do. But Trump is, oh my God, they're protesting. They're trying to take me down. They want you to fucking leave, idiot. And they're peacefully protesting to do it. So if they're not doing anything violent and destroying property, what can they do?
Nothing.
Not a fucking thing.
And now the MAGA Mike Johnson is blaming the No Kings protest for why Congress is not back in session.
That's not true, but sure. Whatever makes them feel happy.
Yeah, they pretty much labeled anything No Kings as the Hate America rally. And the way he puts it, where the Hamas loving terrorists and the far leftists and the people that love the gays are all out protesting.
Basically, anybody with a spine and some free thought and free will.
Yep.
And like I said on my previous podcast, right after the No Kings protest, trying to invoke the Insurrection Act only works if it's a violent uprising against the government, which this was not.
Nope.
Unlike January 6th, which definitely fucking was, even though it was a beautiful, peaceful day. No, it wasn't. You really have to be some kind of masochistic fuckstick to think that was peaceful.
Yeah, and the Ninth Circuit Appellate Court in Portland has paused the temporary restraining order that Judge Emmergut put out to stop the troops from coming into Trump sending troops into Portland. the Ninth Circuit appellate court has paused her temporary restraining order and told Trump that he can send troops into Portland.
Actually, he can't yet. I already looked at it. He's actually been told he cannot move troops in. He is allowed to control them, but he can't send them in yet.
No, the appellate court ruled last night. It was 2 Trump-appointed judges. It was a three judge panel.
As of this morning, they're not allowed to enter.
Wow.
Yeah, I keep up with the news. I may not pay attention to it much on the weekends, but as of this morning, they're like, "Oh yeah, he can command the troops into there, but they can't go in." Another judge, another ruling got upheld that says he can't send them in yet.
Yes, because the liberal justice, or the liberal judge on that 3-judge panel, who was a Clinton appointee, did a very impassioned dissent, requesting the other judges on that Ninth Circuit appellate immediately review what these 2 other judges did and uphold Judge Emmergut's temporary restraining order. So that's more than likely what happened. The other judges, because it's like a 29 judge panel, and only three judges heard that appeal. So her impassioned plea to the other judges probably is what stopped that.
Well, they're there to protect and serve and be a blind judge to things. And Trump wants them to be eyes wide open, judging everybody based on his agenda.
Yeah. Oh, that the prosecutor that brought the case against Comey and Letitia James, she is now in the hot seat because she was illegally placed in her position. The judge in the case has said, because she was not confirmed by Congress or the Senate, she technically cannot bring the charges that she's bringing because she was illegally placed in her position as the U.S. Attorney of Virginia.
That to me sounds like a crap technicality. They're just hoping it works. Now, about Letitia James, because Trump is because now the DOJ is saying that she falsified information.
Bank fraud they're trying to say, bank fraud and mortgage fraud.
You can go after her, but you won't go after Trump for doing the exact same thing with Mar-a-Lago and his properties.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, if you're not going to go after him, don't go after her. He is way worse at it than she was.
Yeah.
She would be a slap on the wrist. He needs to be in cuffs and thrown into a mental asylum, or to save everybody the trouble, get executed. Because if he ever gets if he ever loses power, he will, and Congress switches to blue. Holy shit, he ain't ever seeing free air again.
Yeah, and now you have Don Jr., who is joining the Utah Republicans in efforts to eliminate the congressional map that was approved by the Supreme Court there in Utah, because it gives Democrats 3 more seats. Isn't that violating the Hatch Act?
Right now, I couldn't tell you, but we've been going for about an hour.
Yep.
And I still have to make my own I have to make my own video for my own channel. It's been fun. I'm literally waiting for it to hit 1 minute or 1 hour. Okay, now I'm going to get off here and I got to go make shit for my own channel instead of guesting on yours. All right?
All right, you have a good night, brother.